Hey guys, welcome to the Nuance. I'm Ian, and we are here for the series finale for Superman and Lois. Okay. Alright, this is going to be emotional, I feel like. There's no way it can't be. I don't know how this is going to go. I stand where I stood last week, that I stand by the idea that they're not going to kill Clark again. I feel like they wouldn't put the family through that. Like, after all, again, also with Sam's sacrifice, I feel like they can't be where they go with this. I feel like they go with a little, like, with the whole thing of him, like, losing his powers, that I can understand. That's a pretty good send-off. I'm just like, I mean, it's still somber. It's still kind of like a bittersweet of just like, he will eventually die sooner than probably Lois. Because he, more than likely, because of the fact that, Clark said that he probably have about as much time as Sam would have had, if not less than. So he would have died before Lois, or Clark's going to die before Lois, with this whole thing, but due to natural causes, natural-esque, weird situations ensuing. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to get out of this. Maybe something to do with John Henry. I feel like he and Natalie have to make an appearance for this one. I hope we see all of them, like, at the end, like, after the whole dealing with Doomsday and Lex and maybe Brainiac. I don't know. I don't really know. I feel like it's I don't know. That's an interesting thing also to, like, kind of have to deal with. Or maybe that's, like, something that they would not do, like, that Clark or their boys will have to deal with in their own career as being superheroes. It's like a hint at one of their villains. Maybe that's the route they go. Because I don't see how, Brainiac, Milton can be anything more than he has been right now. In terms of, like, direct conflict. But yeah, I mean, the boys, I'm assuming, gonna fight Lex, which is gonna be difficult because he's got the kryptonite infused suit, so that's gonna hurt them, and they haven't had as much, experience dealing with kryptonite. And I don't know if those, like, bolts, the nails or screws or whatever Milton mentioned, like, if he's got more than one set of those, because he's already used them on Doomsday. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where this could end. I'm not ready to see the show go, but I guess you better strap in and just get started.
It's always hard not seeing the people you care about.
Yeah, John, you haven't been in my life, dang it. Because they
That's the three.
took you off the list.
Maybe it's just not meant to be.
Ooh. Dang, that's kind of sad. But dang it, we got some stuff to deal with. I feel like they make a really cute couple. Put a pin in that for later. Oh, boys.
What are you doing here?
Just trying to help?
No! You're not ready to fight that thing.
How are you gonna stop it?
I'll find a way.
Dad.
This is not up for debate.
Combo tech. Ugh. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Hey, we distract. Oh, boys. So damn brave.
Clark,
Where'd it go?
it took off after the boys.
What? I told him to stay away.
Told them to save their father.
Lois!
It was gonna kill you, Clark.
I'm their father. I have to keep them safe.
And how do you plan on doing that if you're dead? The boys do not live in a bubble anymore. They live in the real world with real threats.
They're not ready.
Alone, sure, but they have each other. And they have you, and that's gonna have to be enough. It is time you finally accept you can't do this on your own anymore.
He doesn't have to.
We have an idea.
right by the eye. That could have hurt. How did he throw that with such power? Well, I guess he can still throw it with it. It's just catching it would probably be an issue. Okay. So it's knocked out.
Is it dead?
For now.
Won't it just come back stronger?
Not if I get it to the sun first.
You're taking it to the sun?
It doesn't heal from the sun like I do. Sun will make it
Yeah,
weak.
that's true.
What if it wakes up before you get there?
This is gonna work.
So okay, now I'm concerned about throwing in the sun and then it does come back from that. I say, come on, Clark, hurry up, just throw him. Well, no, because he can fly if he wakes up. It won't matter. He's got to take him there himself. Will this heal him? Will it fully repair him? I don't know. He's flown to the sun before. Ugh, no, you stay asleep. You stay asleep. Shit. Oh. Whoa! Okay, it really sucks. I feel really bad for this Superman, man. For the bizarre. Ugh. I mean, you can't really come back from being atomized. I mean, some can, but there's nothing left of. Jesus Christ. Boys, he's probably got kryptonite weapons. Well, I don't know if he does or not. I know the suit is laced kryptonite. I don't know if he's got kryptonite weapons. I'm panicking. Oh, red solar attack. Hey, you're attacking a kid. How's it feel, buddy? I know he's super powered, but like, come on.
You so afraid of a woman that you have to lash out at everyone but her?
I will kill you right here.
Then do it! I am not afraid of you, but you have always been terrified of me.
Time to die, Lois!
Oh! You fool! Ugh. Okay, so what, the kryptonite just... Okay, what happened?
Are you okay?
I can't hear John.
Huh?
Lois!
We're not done.
Ooh. You don't attack his family, dude. You done fucked up big time. Hurry! Come pull it out! Those are the screws.
Hey,
John?
John, wake up! Wake up! You can't die! Wake up! Wake up!
Whoa, what was that?
Did you just blow me up?
Well, that's what we had to do, bud. Oh, man.
Please don't leave me. I promise I won't.
Come on! Boys. Oh, thank God. I'll pull that one out too, though. There we go. Thank God.
I will kill you and your whole damn family!
Hey, the suit's all good. Well, that's fine. It's a self-healing suit. Now that he's fully healed up.
You came after my wife, my family, my town.
What's wrong, Lex?
When all that ends, right now.
Ooh, God damn. I love when he gets pissed off, but God. Okay. Oh, that's a cool shot. Oh. At least it was like strong enough to push him out, but still. Oh, that's awesome. How's it feel, Lex? You just got saved by Superman after he whooped your ass. Sorry. He saved you on TV, by the way. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, a lot of wrap up though, so. Whoa! Okay. Yeah, a lot of wrap up. Okay. Oh, that's so cute that he's walking her down the aisle. Oh, that's so cute. God dang. That's your new mama. Oh, look at him. Seems kind of quick, but there's a lot we gotta do, so it's fine. I understand.
Thank you for always being my best friend.
Have it any other way. Well done. Next one.
Well done.
Lana, of course I'd heard stories about you from Clark, but it wasn't until we moved to Smallville that I really understood why he loved you so much. You were there for me during my battle with cancer. You were there for our family when Clark was taken from us. And you have always been there for this community. And John Henry, since you arrived in our world,
You try to kill my husband.
And now I can't imagine it without you. What you have endured. What you were willing to sacrifice. To make a world that was not your own safe. You truly are a man of steel.
Yeah, Lois was amazing in that.
You,
Just sorry.
John Henry Irons.
I don't know. It seems quick, but it's like after what happened, like, and the whole Doomsday thing. Like, certain things coming to. Something's become more important. So, like, I mean, I understand they didn't show it. They don't have a lot of time. But I understand, like, within your time jump, why that would go from what we were seeing earlier to this. And they did have really good chemistry. So, like, you know. I was more invested in that than, no offense to Kyle and Chrissy's. I loved them separately. Wasn't super invested in that. Okay. Alright, Coach. You got some points back from me.
Wedding got me thinking.
Oh, what?
Our next chapter.
You mean us growing old and wrinkly together?
More like, what do you think Superman and Lois Lane will be remembered for?
I'd like to think truth and justice.
And a better tomorrow.
This is the hole you dig, Luther.
Thanks, William.
Oh!
Lots changed around here. But there's one thing that's still the same. Man in charge needs a good chair.
Ooh.
And you, Alexander,
Oh, Alexander!
you're gonna make a hell of a chair.
Man, this is what happens when you're a child, Lex. When you're a big old man child. Whew.
The first time I died, there was nothing but darkness. And then suddenly,
First time. What are we doing here?
after Luther was defeated, I started thinking about my legacy,
So making them new
about
suits?
what I wanted to leave behind.
Oh man, that's so cool.
I couldn't do it alone. I needed help. Help from my family. Help from good friends. And even help from former enemies. I spent the last 20 years trying to save the world. Now I want to help fix it. We weren't able to solve all the world's problems. Far from it. But over time, we helped push the needle in the right direction. We gave people a sense of hope,
Oh man.
something that had been missing for far too long. The boys grew up.
Ah,
became men.
weird.
Both John and Jordan got married. Had kids.
Quarter Kryptonians.
For the rest of her life, we never spent a day apart.
This is perfect.
Rest of her life. Hey, what?
That was a magical time. Every day a little better than the last. Something we never took for granted. Then, Lois's cancer came back. Only this time, it was too much.
Everything good in my life. It came from you.
But in that moment, right as she passed, something happened that I will never forget.
Daddy.
What?
It was never the same after. Friends would stop by most days to check up on me. Jordan came by almost every day. Same with John. But even with all my friends and family, the world, it just felt less.
Why did I think
So?
you need tissues?
I got a dog.
So I got a dog.
Oh, good boy.
Seriously. How had I never had a dog before? Crypto and I
Yes!
walked together.
Sorry. Crypto.
Took a lot of naps.
Took a lot of naps. Kyle.
Just like
Oh.
Are you okay, buddy?
that, my heart gave out.
Clark?
The irony is, it was almost exactly where my dad died.
Somebody call 911.
Thanks to Kyle, I didn't die there. But my time was running out.
Damn.
The second time I died was so much different than the first. And suddenly, it came to me. What life is all about.
I'm glad that we got to see them at the end, though. The younger boys.
Hope,
Get in frame, fellas.
forgiveness.
Oh, this music. God dang, dude.
Family.
Oh, damn. What a greeting to the afterlife.
Gosh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
I came to this world alone. But when I left it, I had so much. And it was all because of love. It's the thing that makes life worth living. Do everything you can to find love. To give it. To hold on to it. Because life, it goes by so fast.
Man. That kind of sucked. Man. I do feel like it was kind of a bit, what's the word? I'm blanking out on the word I used before. I've used many times. A bit rushed at points, but I honestly don't care that much right now. I don't think I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I think that yeah, they had to wrap up. Like the whole Milton Fines thing was kind of quickly wrapped up. I mean, but there's like not much that he as Milton can do on his own, like physically. So when the whole DoD show up with John Henry, there's not much he's gonna be able to do. I mean, the whole Lex Clark fight couldn't have ended like Lex Doomsday. The fight itself wasn't going to end again. The fights always are only I don't know what, maybe 10, 15 minutes of the show. Like it's never gonna span throughout the whole of an episode, even if it's the finale. I just wasn't expecting. I mean, I figured that there was obviously a good chunk was gonna be due to tying things up and kind of sending the show off. But oh, man, the Lana and John marriage, it was a year time jump, so it's not like they got married immediately. But it's for us, it is definitely in terms of the story, it was kind of rushed to that point. But it's this might not necessarily work for other people, but I just see it as they were really interested in each other, and they were kind of on the cut, on the edge of just should they be together, because it doesn't seem like they'd be able to make it work because of time constraints, and just maybe they're not, maybe they just won't work. Then this life and death situation shows up. John almost he gets pretty badly injured. Then Lana helps him. They both work together to basically help Clark. So it's this whole situation of just well, you know what? We need to slow down and enjoy our lives. It can't just be about our jobs and everything. So I understand from at that having that moment, and then what happens within that year. I can see where they come to this. So, and I think it's I think it works. I think it works out. And they didn't focus on it either. It wasn't the focus point of things ending, or it wasn't even even if it wasn't a focus, it also it wasn't super there wasn't a whole lot of time on that. They had Lana. It was because they were kind of also using their marriage as kind of flashing back throughout the seasons of just when we first in the first season when we first came to Smallville. Lana really kind of getting to know Lois, really getting to know Lana, and seeing her as a true friend, seeing the friendship they build up, because they've had some moments that really kind of got to me, and so get to seeing that, and then kind of the same thing with John, that again the first season of when he shows up, and how that starts with him trying to kill Clark because of what he saw Clark as, or saw Superman as in his world, his Earth. And how that ended up changing them, becoming, seeing moments of them, even them becoming bros, basically. So, just a lot of that was kind of, with Lois, kind of when she was doing the officiating, of her looking back at their time and the time of the show. And so when it came time, for their vows, they kind of, transition over the vows part. And again, it just kind of goes throughout of looking back at the show itself. And a funny part of with Jordan and, and Coach Gaines dancing. I don't know. That was funny. And then like where the Kyle and Lana kind of like end up, like they're kind of like, you can see Kyle like still cares for her a lot. Regrets what he had done, how he had hurt her, and wishing that we still wanting her to be happy. There's always gonna be a part of him that loves her. But he has moved on, and like he's with Chrissy and he loves Chrissy. He's not like pining over Lana in any way. Really, he's just there's just that love that you're not really ever gonna get rid of. That's gonna completely fade away. It was kind of weird with that, like for me, seeing like kind of having a moment with like different actors for the boys as adults. I mean, it's to be expected. Like you can't really like you can make Lana or Lois and Clark look older. You can't really make the boys look more adult really with makeup. So when they first showed up, I was like, okay. And then I was like, I'm trying to see like what kind of like when you said like they became adults. And like, I mean, I don't really see the difference. And it was more so just like kind of like what they saw. They're like you're a parent. They're always gonna be your little one, your kid. So just like seeing that's kind of almost what they see them as, and then we see like what they look like actually. Kind of took me off guard. I don't really see the actors in like look like the younger versions, but I mean, again, they were there for a moment. Like I was saying, it did feel weird that like having them with those moments, and like whenever Lois had passed. Oh man, when the cancer, that sucked, dude. I mean, it was 30 some odd years, give or take, until her cancer came back. Because he died within at 32 years later, so I don't know how long it had been, like how long he went on after she passed. But the fact that it happens, and it just sucks. It's kind of sad, heartbreaking that's kind of how they have her go, but it's she already had seen him. I mean, in terms of story, like it's kind of like she'd already seen him go. She already seen him die. And it would have been heartbreaking. I mean, it's heartbreaking either way, of course, but just like, I don't know. Just like in this way, they're able to go together, while there's probably still some time between, but still, because like not saying that it's good that she died, that it came back and she died, just that if she hadn't, more than likely she would have gone on much longer after he had passed. So it was like, that would have been heartbreaking as well. But like, sometimes even then, like if someone's really healthy, if someone dies, sometimes their partner will end up dying from a heartbreak, just from having lost their loved one, like a big part of them. But yeah, just that seeing that had come back, man. But again, they had a long time before it ended up coming back. So like at least they had a long time to be with each other. But yeah, again, having that moment like with the adult versions of the guys, there's nothing you can do about it. Like unless you were to have the kids like Lois get cancer, like her cancer come back when they're still young, and have them have that emotional scene, there's nothing you can do about that. Like, so it's like it's not. I can't really blame them for that. Granted, they didn't have to go the route of her getting cancer again, but like I don't know. I kind of like, because it's like again when Clark ends up passing, and again they didn't have to have it go that route. But like when Clark dies, and we see him kind of like seeing his life. It's more like I think it's like more so like kind of his life passing before him. Her like him. Like feeling more like him remembering, feeling like the happiness, the joy, the love, happiness, joy, but the joy, the love, the warmth, and everything that he had lived through, that he had throughout his life. And then seeing Lois at the end, which I'm assuming is who we actually saw. But I do kind of like also like when he ended up dying and came up, he wasn't wearing this, like they didn't have him wearing the same outfit he was wearing. One, he was how he looks, and more before he started aging, and so he looked normal, and then he had the plaid shirt, which is like kind of what Clark leans towards a lot. That's just kind of like the essence of who he is. But like when that ends up happening, like when he ends up dying, we see him see the boys as we know them, not like the adult version. So like I'm glad that we get to end the show, like have the end, like kind of prologue, the years later prologue with the same actors and having everybody together. I did think it was funny when they showed like the grandkids. We saw one of the grandsons just like nodding, like yeah, like. And then, like, you saw the girls kind of like trying to scoot in to be in frame. It was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm glad that we got to see all of them together still. I do like that we got, in like the last few moments, we got Crypto. That was funny. It would have been nice to have Crypto throughout the season maybe, but whatever, we had a lot to deal with, so it's understandable that we didn't have him. But maybe throughout the earlier seasons we could have had Crypto, I don't know. Kind of show the boys, learning responsibility, I don't know, patience. Oh man. But going to like before we like jump so far into the prologue, like I mean, it was part of the prologue, of course, but like not jump 30 some odd years or whatever, and the decades later into the prologue, we see them dealing with it was like during the wedding situation, or during the wedding time portion, seeing Lex has denied his appeal, and the not the praise, but like the special treatment he got before in Strikers is like, yeah, we don't get that, because we kind of saw it. We did kind of see, like, with Mannheim in the previous episode, that he kind of seems to have some kind of pull there now. And now because of that, Lex he's not going to have the same kind of pull there, and even more so treated lesser than, and it's kind of satisfying. Oh man, the top person needs a chair, and you're gonna make a fine Alexander. You're gonna make a fine chair. It's like, oh man, that sucks, brother. You know what? This is what happens when you're just a big old baby. If you just had chosen your daughter over all of this, you would have lived a happy, full life. I don't know what to tell you, Lex. I did like there was a moment where we saw, like, in passing, Clark, not it wasn't easily, like, you could see him kind of like kind of contemplating a moment, but like, forgiving Lex for what he had done. And we saw, like, kind of seeing him kind of like very much overwhelmed, or like, burdened by all the choices he made. I was stressed throughout the whole Clark and Doomsday fight, and the boys showing up, like, them doing, like, fighting to help to save their father. I'm glad they all wound up working together, especially with John. It was like John and Lon was like, hey, we have a plan. I'm glad that Clark was like, I mean, look, I understand Clark, where he comes from. Like, he was working with them to, like, he finally got to the point where it was like, all right, I may train them to, like, work together. And then, like, training that got to the point where he was training them and working together, like them, like, trying to attack him. But, like, when it comes to Doomsday, this creature who he wasn't able to kill to take down at his best, it's really hard to, like, let yourself be okay with your sons helping with your children. It's like, I'm their father, I have to protect them. It's like, well, you can't do that if you're dead. Like, Lois is like, really, like, you need to be here to get them to be ready, and you can't do that if you're dead. So, like, excuse me, I again, I understand, like, with everything that was happening, Clark just could not allow himself to let them help, but Lois was able to kind of let him see, like, you can't do this on your own anymore. It's like, oh man. But, luckily he was able to, because Lois was able to, actually let them all of them work together, formulate a plan, have him tell the boys to lead them to him, and then he was, basically lured Doomsday to be killed. What is it that hammer? Why did it? I mean, I don't know. That's crazy. The hammer was able to, like, kill him. I guess maybe just, again, like, the hammer was able to kill, like, at the speeds it could hit. Was it kill Superman? I forgot exactly. Well, I mean, we did get to the point. We did hear Clark tell the boys like that suit was really close to killing me. I don't know. Maybe he had something on the hammer that was able to like the way it hit him. I guess maybe hit him so hard at a certain point in their head that Doomsday shut down. Also, kind of sad that Doomsday. I think it was at the point because of the fact that he was kind of killed at that point, like hitting the brain. It seemed like whenever he was doing the X-ray, we kind of see something going like focusing from his head. Maybe like basically snapped him out of it, maybe because we saw his eyes shift to like more of the hue whenever he was Bizarro version of himself. Had the blue glowing eyes. It was very much more like sentient in there. Of just when it just felt more sentient when like he had his hand, it was like, hold up, it's like, don't worry about it, I'll do this myself, or at least I'll this won't be a fight. I'll let you just push me in. Felt very bad. I felt so bad for Bizarro. Like he didn't want this. He wasn't wanting to become a monster to kill Clark. But it's like whenever he was put through this, is like his mind was. I mean, he already coming back from the dead. Like his mind was already warped, and then you got even more so during Lex putting him through that terrible killing process. So, and I kind of wish that there was a way that we could have saved that Clark, that Superman, somehow. I don't know, revert him and send him back to his own world. I don't know how. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's a good thing that it's a nice send off for Clark to pass on with Lois. So I was just gonna say like, I don't know if we could have used Doomsday's heart or anything. I don't know, but I love that Lois was the one that was able to, screw up Lex's suit, and that basically was allowed it to be easier for Clark to take out Lex. Oh man, I know it was a really short thing and a very simple kind of fight, but I just loved like the moment where where it has them charging at each other, and he punches Lex out of the suit, and you see that like even Lex's face like. I just love that. It was very satisfying. It was able, it's a certain amount of control. It's incredible. Like Clark was able to, even with the amount of rage that we saw emanating from him, was able to punch Lex, punch hard enough to push him, to break apart the suit, push him out of the suit, and not kill him, and then still catch him. A lot of restraint there. It's an incredible amount of discipline and control. It's a little bit easier with the fact that he is not as strong as he was, but it's still he's still strong. The fact that he was able to punch the suit hard enough to break it and not kill Lex is still an enormous feat. And a lot of self-control and discipline to go after Lex afterwards. Because a lot of, I don't know if I would have been able to bring myself to go after Lex. I wanted Clark to go and save him. Just because that's Clark, that's who Superman is. He doesn't even, no matter what, he's going to save people. But if it were me, I don't know if I would be able to. And again, I don't think I would have blamed Clark if he didn't. So it's just I know some people probably would have preferred that he let Lex die, but I'm glad that he didn't. And he ended up, in this way, Lex has to suffer even more than if he had just died right then and there. It had to be somebody else's chair. So the part where Jordan is bringing Jonathan back, that was he got hit. It was like a solar missile or something, a red solar missile. That's the same thing that John used on Clark, or was trying to use on Clark. I think he used it on more so the possessed human possessed Kryptonian. Kryptonian possessed human. Anyway, humans that are possessed by Kryptonian souls. I think that he used it on one of those people. But the moment he's trying to bring him back, and I don't know if that was his lasers hitting him. I don't know if that's what that was, or if it was something that came from his hands. That was still, that was interesting. I don't know if that's ability surfacing due to the that they're not full Kryptonians. I don't know if that, like, that being human would have maybe altered some of their powers aren't at full capacity as a full Kryptonian, but there may be some other kind of compensations, maybe, I don't know, or just because there's an alteration, like it surfaces as like a different ability. Probably not, but I don't know. It was interesting seeing it. John coming back, did you just explode me, or whatever he said? Oh man, poor. Had to be like so nerve-wracking and like heartbreaking. We saw Jordan, trying to, he was starting to break down when he was trying to bring his brother back and saying, "Please don't leave me," after he came back too. So, yeah, man, it's so weird. It doesn't feel like. I mean, it does, but I don't know. It does definitely feel like the end of, like, it's crazy, like it's the end of Superman and Lois. But it's just so, oh man, the ending sequence definitely got me. Again, it felt weird initially with the adult actors for the boys. But like when it was kind of focusing on just Lois and Clark when she was dying and like her final moments, that was really getting to me, and it kind of was able to just focus on them, not so much the adult boys. I feel like, because I don't know, not to it's hard because like these actors just have come in for like these few scenes, so like it's not can't really put too much blame on them. But it's like, I didn't, like, you definitely saw them being emotional about it and kind of like consoling their father, but just like, I don't know, it felt not as emotional as it would have been, having been portrayed by the other younger actors, the boys that we know. I mean, again, not that they could have done that scene because they're supposed to be older. I don't know, it definitely felt strange. I kind of wish somehow, I don't know, I feel like it definitely would have been better if they were there for that. It would have hit me a little bit harder at that point when showing them, not like that the Lois part didn't, but just like when they kind of had pulled back a little bit and showing everybody in frame. But it's not something that can be helped. It's just they're supposed to be adults. The boys nothing can really be done to make them look like adults. So because they look so much like teenagers, so just like, well, because they're like fairly. I think the Alex, I don't remember the other guys, the one that playing Jonathan, but Alex, actor playing Jordan, I believe, is like 18, 19 at this point, I think, maybe 20. They're both fairly young. But yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed the episode, the finale. Ugh, man. Again, some things I felt like it was rushed, but again, this was kind of something that they were sort of, that was kind of pushed on them. Like they were given 10 episodes. If they were given like the usual 13 or 15 episodes, they probably could have let it breathe more, let everything like flesh out a little more. But with what they were given, and again, like the fact that they had a much lower budget, that they were given less episodes to work with, and with the way that they were able to like intermingle the other actors and everything, the other roles, because again, like they wouldn't have John Henry, they didn't have Lana, they didn't have Kyle, they didn't have all like the kind of like extra people in every episode. They had them like sprinkled in here and there, and at the end, were they able to have everybody. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought they did a great job. And again, like while some of the emotional beats maybe didn't hit as hard as I felt like they could have overall, like near the end, it definitely hit me. Especially seeing Clark die, calling Lois die, seeing Clark walk throughout his life and seeing, the love and joy and everything he had come to live through and enjoy and appreciate. And then seeing Lois at the end, that all got me. So I think that, yeah, I think it was a good series finale. Sucks that it's over. I really wish we could have had more of the show. I feel like it had a lot left in it. At least 2 seasons, like at least 2 strong seasons, because I know that's what they were going for. And unfortunately, it's just not. Though it just wasn't in the cards. But I think they did a good send off, like a really like kind of giving Superman an ending that was, what's the word I'm looking for? That he deserved. Maybe being able to, he did, like, even showing like he did more other than like he was Superman, but like he used that to like do even more than like going out and saving lives, like, physically going out and saving lives, with like, making a foundation, making the Sam Lane Medical Foundation, all these different things, helping people. Like they said, they weren't able to solve all the world's problems, of course, but they were able to do a lot of help a lot of lives. Lana. Well, I'm sure they helped, but like Clark and Lois, it was like it was their thing. Like, I don't know. I think it was great. I'm really gonna miss the show. Again, I can go back and rewatch it. It's just gonna be sad not being able to see like new interactions with these actors. Like, I really grew to. I mean, not even grew. Like, almost right off the bat of the show, I thoroughly enjoyed. I don't want to say it like that. I really, like, I don't know. They really, Lois, Betsy Tulik and Tyler Hoechlin, like, their chemistry was like off the gate. Immediately, their chemistry was great. Like, I don't know. It was the absolute best Clark and Lois, individually and together, that I'd seen live action. And it's gonna be really hard to like go to the next. I mean, nothing against the new actors playing, but it is going to be really hard moving on to a new casting. But I'm definitely willing to give them a chance. I mean, I'm sure they were chosen for a reason. But yeah, I'm gonna ramble on for far too long if I keep going, so I apologize. So guys, with that being said, wow, that is it for the series Superman and Lois. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to stick around for whatever we do next, I was gonna say for the next episode, but that's not happening. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified whenever other stuff or any of the other stuff comes out.